There comes a time when laughter feels hollow, when the colour drains from things you once loved. Carl Jung called this the desert of the soul, a place where nothing feels alive, yet everything feels heavy. Tonight we sit with that numbness, not to fix it, but to understand it. Because in the dry silence a seed waits, a promise that even the deepest night carries the first hint of dawn. Let's walk through that desert gently, listening for the quiet song that still lingers, even in the emptiness. Embark on this gentle unfolding, a journey into the tender spaces of emotional awareness, where life's colours, once so vibrant, have softened their glow. As if viewed through a whispering mist, these hues tell stories of laughter, wonder, and curiosity from days gone by, each a vital brushstroke on the canvas of our youth. Back then the world was painted with the golden radiance of childhood joy and the deep azure of youthful exploration. It was a vibrant tale, unrestrained and vivid, where each moment pulsated with new possibilities. As time wends its way, the intensity of these colours diminishes, transforming this vibrant painting into a palette of softer tones. The world blurs into a monochrome sketch, where once vivid lines separating excitement from apathy quietly converge. This gentle fading isn't wrought by a sudden deluge, wiping away bright dyes, but by a steady, relentless tide soothingly pulling colour from our lives, one tender grain at a time. In moments of quiet reflection, a soft nostalgia might lead us back to simpler pleasures. A sunrise, a kind word that once filled our hearts with unbridled joy. These experiences, like lightning in the night, coloured our existence with passion and energy. Yet with the passage of years, the impact of these moments wanes. Joy becomes less a dazzling flash, more like the soft, inevitable fade of dusk. Such transitions are so gradual, they almost seem insidious, quietly merging joy with monotony. Bit by bit, joy retreats not with theatrical flair, but as a whisper fading amidst the symphony of memory. What remains is not devoid of colour entirely, but a landscape in pastels where vibrancy shyly evades us, leaving a world defined by muted tones. As this emotional vibrancy slowly ebbs, an onset of numbness follows, drawing life into a softened abyss. Early on, this numbness acts as a defence against life's incessant barrage of stimuli and emotions, but bears its own treacherous consequences. It is a misleading landscape, cosy in promise, offering protection from pain even as it veils joy's potential. Beneath its comforting surface, the self becomes isolated, cut off from the vibrant world beyond. Unseen, the hues that once sang the rhythms of life blend into subtle shadows. With the self's spectrum losing its brilliance, the outer world similarly fades into monochrome, reflecting this dimming of inner light. It's not a fading of the world itself, but a dimming from within, an imperceptible adjustment to the internal dimmer switch, leaving behind a grayscale canvas. Here, emotional vivacity is replaced by a languid monotony, offering safety but void of vitality. The once vibrant world becomes a pallid reflection, not through any outward change, but through an inner transformation. In the absence of such colour, a silent lament arises from the soul, a gentle whisper rather than an intense cry. It is a longing glance toward a vibrant history left in the shadows. This lament is quiet yet persistent, like the wind brushing softly against an ear, echoing with the past's vibrant expanse, urging us to seek those lost hues once more. Time itself becomes a muted serenade, initially bright and lively, but its melody slowly calms and fades. What was once the clear song of life becomes a continuous, indistinct drone, blending into the backdrop of daily existence. Like a painter softly withdrawing pigment from their canvas, time gradually leaves only faint outlines of its former glory. But for those who listen closely, echoes of forgotten vibrancy remain amid this persistent grey. These are mere traces of past vividness, memories inviting us to explore beneath our current perception. In seeking them, we commence a psychological excavation, gently uncovering the colourful foundation upon which our sense of self once thrived. Conscious attention and mindful presence become our brush, nurturing an inner palette ready for regrowth. Gradually, with each insight, emotional richness is gently restored. The external world begins to mirror this internal transformation, colours regaining brilliance as we adopt a more vibrant state of being. This regrowth is not swift, but unfolds delicately, like a blossom opening under the sun's tender warmth. With time, the tapestry of new colours paints us onto a present horizon, rich with possibility. Renewed, we stand firmly within the landscape of perception, a commitment to growth revealed through the vibrant re-emergence of the soul. Here we honour our existential journey, intertwining our myriad hues into one harmonious vista, a reminder of our capacity to fashion meaning and fully embrace experience amid the grand spectrum of life. In the delicate stillness of twilight, the heart, once vibrant with dreams and aspirations, finds itself hollowed by time. Dreams, once vivid and alive, slip through grasping fingers, chased away not by storms, but by the soft erosion of daily routine. With each passing moment, unchosen paths weave into the tapestry of our existence, subtly silencing the echoes of our abandoned wishes. Jung whispered of unrealised potentials within us, those latent desires and ambitions we leave behind, creating spaces that echo with emptiness and longing. Quietly, in moments between sleep and wakefulness, we might listen for those echoes, shadows of dreams we set aside for life's pragmatism. Viktor Frankl reminds us that our lives draw meaning from aligning with a greater purpose. Thus, when the heart disengages from this alignment, it becomes an echo chamber of untapped potential. Acknowledging this hollow space is the first step toward reacquainting with neglected dreams, igniting in us a gentle journey toward fulfillment and significance. This subtle ache accompanies the loss of enthusiasm, a lingering whisper of passions forgotten. Wrapped in emotional armour, we walk through life, shielded from pain, yet numbed to joy's gentle embrace. Enthusiasm, more than luxury, is necessity. Without it, vitality drains from our days, leaving behind an indifferent gaze and a heavy heart. Nietzsche mused that passion flavours life, and its absence brings blandness and routine. The heart, accustomed to routine's drumbeat, ignores calls to rediscover wonder, yet this very dullness can compel us to seek new stimulations, hidden in subconscious crevices, ready for reawakening. Yet here lies the heart's hollowness, roots entangled in past burdens. Memories and unresolved tensions shape our emotional landscapes, fortifying walls against new passion. Each whisper of disappointment hardens these walls, marking the heart sceptical of possibility. But these burdens often hide in consciousness's shadows, fueling hollowness and strangling joy. Jung spoke of shadow work. Confronting these shadows can liberate the heart, shedding layers of armour, opening to life's vibrant stimulations and vulnerabilities. Life unfolds with a predictable rhythm, offering refuge from chaos at the cost of delight. Apathy spreads quietly, like ink on paper, blanketing vibrant emotions in indifference. This descent robs the heart of aliveness, allowing emptiness to settle, yet signals a disconnect from our truest selves. Carl Rogers might see apathy as separating us from our organismic valuing process, our deepest truths. To awaken resilience, we must pierce the veil of indifference, embracing new vitality, and letting the heart rediscover passion's unpredictable pulse. In barren emotional landscapes, stillness becomes refuge and prison. Numbed by life's endless spin, the heart finds inertia, though not restorative. It pauses time, stagnates emotion, and echoes unresolved musings. Jung argues stillness is fertile ground for inner work, not withdrawal. It seeks contemplation and discovery, not stagnation. Within this duality, the heart yearns for rest and invigoration. Stillness should be a precursor to action and rejuvenation, a holy altar for the soul to prepare for rebirth. Constriction often precedes hollowness, weaving a tapestry of tension. Jung suggested suppressed emotions manifest within, demanding attention. This hollowness, metaphorical and physiological, signals the need to address repressed emotions for true healing. To explore constriction is to invite compassion and insight into emotional tension. Reflection and release transform emotional debris into understanding, unbinding the heart to beat freely once more, harmonizing again with life's emotional symphony. Within each soul lies an unexpressed self, silent cries echoing in hollow space. These cries relate unmet opportunities for genuine expression. Jung emphasized individuation includes acknowledging hidden facets. The hollow heart may reflect a call from this unexpressed self to emerge into awareness. Intentional expression is crucial through art, dialogue, reflection. It is creating harmony among self's parts. Each act of recognition enhances authenticity, resonating with life's truth longing to move beyond existence into wholehearted living. Then there is the unforeseen, the neglected magic which breathes life into routine. Clinging to expectation tightens the heart, excluding spontaneous joys. Jung saw value in life's synchronistic events, meaningful coincidences inviting us to converse with the cosmos. Understanding these might fill hollow spaces with life's tapestry of serendipity. Openness to unpredictability invites surprise and wonder, drawing inspiration from existence's poetry, offering a banquet for the heart anew. And lastly, there is vulnerability. Often mistaken for weakness, it is, in truth, a vibrant gateway to fullness. Jung and modern voices like Brené Brown affirm its strength. Hollowness emerges from armour defending against hurt but blocks joy and connection. Joyful vulnerability urges us to shed this armour, cautiously yet confidently, to life's uncertainties. Opening up is liberating, inviting exploration of emotion spectrum. Wisdom suggests flourishing stems from vulnerability, allowing the heart to delight anew, inviting interaction, laughter, connection. Thus, the journey towards emotional wholeness unfolds, gently weaving old and new into a complete narrative. Hollowness marks a beginning, not a permanence. Jung advised that individuation integrates light and shadow, inviting a return to wholeness. Day by day, rituals honour the heart's evolution, cultivating emotional depth. Pain acknowledged, joy cherished, heart moving from retreat to engagement with spiritual and psychological guidance. In embracing wholeness, the heart synchronizes with potential, thriving in shared existence. In the depths of silence, where everyday noise fades into distant echoes, a journey begins, a retreat into the shadow-cradled shelter of our unconscious minds. Here, the murmurings of unprocessed experiences, unmet emotions and forgotten dreams gently beckon us. Jung, with the gravity of his contemplations, reminds us that what remains unconscious wields the power to shape our destiny, an unseen playwright directing the drama of our lives. Thus, numbness, though often a barren void, emerges as a sanctuary, a protective retreat shrouded in silence, inviting us to explore hidden realms within our psyche. In this unsettling quietude, we feel an urge to escape, tempted by distractions and noise. Yet, curiosity and openness lead us into this cavernous space. With courage, we embrace the not knowing, the unfolding of mysteries. Here within the soul's whisperings lies the potential for profound self-discovery. Symbols bloom like delicate flowers. Dreams paint vivid landscapes. Intuitive flashes light the way, revealing the narratives sewn into our being. By delving into this murmur of meaning, we begin to transform shadowed patterns into luminous understanding, integrating them into a tapestry of wholeness. Numbness, like a shell enfolding a turtle, often shields us from the tempest of overwhelming pain. This retreat is not cowardice, but a testament to the mind's resilience, a sanctuary amidst emotional storms. Jung spoke of an unconscious that guards relying on numbing armour until we are ready to face the tumult within. This trance-like state offers stability, a hidden cocoon where joy and despair are muted. But this withdrawal is but a phase in the psyche's natural rhythm, a space to gather strength and prepare for emergence. The echoes of the shadow, those denied or disowned parts of ourselves, resonate in this void, a restless murmur of unease. To understand, we must engage in shadow work, illuminating what lies hidden. This is not conquest, but communion, a dance with the darkness that seeks integration over elimination. Art, poetry, and dreams unlock doors, casting light upon unprocessed pain, not as threats, but as guides to the heart of wholeness. As we embrace our shadows, they transform, releasing their grasp as they weave into our life's narrative, enriching experience with the fullness of our humanity. Here Jung's words echo: the dream, a small hidden door, leads to the soul's sanctum. The unconscious speaks in symbols, dissolving the waking mind's logic to reveal deeper truths. Numbness, then, is less an emptiness and more a cocoon for metamorphosis. In alchemy, dissolution precedes rebirth. Numbness heralds transformation. Attuning to symbols in dreams, art, and everyday life allows them to unfold. The phoenix rising, a lotus blooming, metals turning to gold, each symbolising personal renewal from numbness to life's vibrant tapestry. Numb-voiced defence mechanisms shield us from anxiety and inner storms. Far from failures, they preserve the ego, wrapping it in layers that obscure yet guard. Understanding numbness as a defence invites compassion, approaching the mind's struggles tenderly, like healing an injured creature. As each layer reveals, we unearth the fears and unmet needs that built these defences. Like careful renovation, awareness dismantles walls, creating space where a resilient, integrated self can thrive anew. Repression clutters the soul's landscape, blocking thoughts and emotions from awareness. This landscape feels dull and familiar, a note of monotony in a missing melody. Repression manifests physically, emotionally, a palette of tension and fatigue. Navigating this terrain demands gentle excavation, rediscovering the treasures buried in repression's grasp. Through mindfulness, we till our inner soil, inviting seeds to sprout. Vulnerability and compassion guide us through shadows into the light. In dialogue with the unseen, we converse with the sage within, dancing with Jungian active imagination. Here the unconscious voices emerge, infused with wisdom. Through meditation, writing, art, we give form to these whispers, revealing their truths and needs. Embracing curiosity, ever patient, we bridge the conscious and unconscious. This dialogue dissolves numbness, enriching our lived experiences as hidden elements seamlessly integrate into daily awareness. Amidst the quieted realm of retreat, resilience flourishes. Rooted deep, a spirit rises, transmuting suffering into strength. This resilient alchemy guides us from shadows, reuniting us with power and grace. Belief kindles discovery. Gratitude, compassion, community support our journey. The shadow's darkness becomes illumination. Resilience hums beneath, leading us ever toward the light. As integration unfolds, disparate elements merge. The conscious embraces the unconscious, uniting in a harmonious whole. Jung's path of individuation lights the way, urging us to embrace contradictions for true freedom. Inquiry and acceptance waltz together, guided by symbols, dreams, memories. Rituals of reflection and meditative practices provide cardinal points on this inner voyage. Each acknowledgement of shadow births a more luminous self, transforming numbness into vitality. Thus the journey flowers into wholeness and acceptance of life's complexity. Wholeness is not perfection, but a sacred dance of light and shadow, joy and pain. It begins with patience, listening to the gentle rhythm of existence. Emerging from shadows resolute, we embrace life's wondrous tapestry, feeling deeply the vibrant dance of our shared humanity. In the quiet corners of the human heart, where emotions weave their intricate webs, numbing emerges both as a shield and an unintended prison. Picture yourself standing in a downpour of grief and anxiety, each raindrop laden with despair, threatening to wash away the very essence of your being. In this storm, the psyche unfurls an umbrella of numbness, offering protection from the onslaught of emotions, allowing life to proceed even as it sacrifices the fullness of feeling truly alive. This mechanism doesn't stem from weakness, but reflects a primal instinct deeply embedded within us, aiming to prevent the disintegration of the self under weighty stressors. Yet, while it offers solace, this act of self-preservation dulls the vivid tapestry of existence, severing our tether to life's vibrant hues and intricate textures. The cocoon of numbness is woven from threads of unexpressed fears and sorrows, cloaking the soul in quiet detachment. It holds the chaos of the world at a manageable distance, muting the rawness of our experiences. The paradox here lies in its dual role. It shields us from crippling pain but distances us from pleasure and joy as well. Within this muted state of being, life transforms into mere survival, stripped of true engagement with its richness. Over time, numbing becomes an automatic reflex, activated with even the slightest whispers of unease. Yet, therein lies an opportunity for transformation, an invitation to view numbness not as an adversary, but as an ally signalling a profound need for introspection and healing. The passing of loved ones and the unravelling of cherished bonds often catalyse emotional numbness. In the wake of loss, the heart, feeling an unbearable void, seeks refuge in detachment. Here, numbness acts as a veil, obscuring suffering and, in turn, the potential for new beginnings. This emotional distancing isn't merely an avoidance, but rather an acknowledgement of the heart's deep capacity to love, and thus to feel loss acutely. Recognising numbness as the soul's plea for gentle healing holds promise, turning what once was a barrier into a bridge for reconciliation through rituals of farewell and moments of vulnerability. In the relentless grind of modern life, where pressures mount like insurmountable peaks, numbing becomes a familiar companion. It wraps us in calm, dulling the sharp edges of stressors and making endless demands more bearable. But while it promises temporary relief, this state can quickly become a snare, stripping us of the energy needed to navigate life constructively. It's vital to identify this automatic response as a byproduct of societal and self-imposed pressures and explore other avenues: mindfulness, moments of stillness, cognitive reframing, that allow light to seep back in. Numbing isn't merely an emotional buffer, but often masquerades as detachment, providing an illusion of control amidst chaos. In this guise, it offers refuge, shielding us from emotional waves but perpetuates a fugue state where life is narrowly navigated without true engagement. The transformation from detachment to introspection invites us to rediscover the entwined narrative of emotions and selfhood. Embracing our feelings fosters authentic connections, creativity, and empowerment, breaking the detachement's hold. However, the cost of numbing is steep. It erodes emotional resilience, the very foundation necessary for deep engagement with ourselves and others. Resilience thrives not in avoidance, but in experiencing, processing, and transforming emotions. The numbness exhausts the psyche's resources, edging us toward emotional fatigue and emptiness. Yet within this acknowledgement lies a powerful opportunity. By embracing our emotional landscape with awareness, acceptance, and self-care, resilience is not just restored, but flourishes, transforming past survival mechanisms into thriving experiences. Numbing extends its reach into personal relationships, flattening intimacy, and muting connection. It casts a shadow over communication, with loved ones struggling to penetrate its depths in search of warmth and reciprocity. This emotional barricade, born from self-protection, often isolates us further. Bridging this divide entails recognizing numbing as a placeholder for unexpressed emotions and unheard needs. By dismantling this shield through vulnerability and openness, relationships can transform into sanctuaries of compassion and connection. In essence, healing from numbness involves weaving emotional fragments into a cohesive tapestry, inviting the psyche to reclaim its mastery over survival instincts. This integration process unfolds like a gentle unravelling, a dialogue with oneself requiring patience and dedication through therapeutic avenues, expressive arts, or mindfulness practices. As we anchor in the present, emotional barriers weaken, paving the way for genuine resilience and engagement to emerge. Transformation begins when numbness is no longer seen as an adversary, but as a nudge towards self-discovery and wholeness. This rebirth is not a return to a former state, but the crafting of a newfound self that embraces complexity and nuance. It demands courage to confront shadows, turning them into wisdom and strength, allowing us to inhabit our being with love and acceptance. Reclaiming aliveness means relinquishing the illusion of invulnerability and seeing vulnerability as a birthright of the strong. It involves a dance where vulnerability and strength harmonize, sparking a resurgence of wonder and joy. This renewed energy not only fuels personal evolution, but enriches relationships and environments around us. In embracing adversity with openness, life transforms into a canvas of creativity and authenticity. As we journey through numbness, we unearth an essential truth. Within its shadow lies the seed of luminescent potential. This alchemical process through the psyche's defences leads to an emergence of radiance, a return to wholeness illuminating the beauty of life. By embracing emotions as allies on this path, we cultivate compassion, awareness and resilience, discovering extraordinary potential within our human vulnerabilities, and inviting a profound sense of awe to be fully lived. In the gentle quietude of numbness, an initial calm lures one into believing in peace. The world softens, its clamour dimmed to whispers, and there seems to be solace in this muted expanse. Yet deeper fragilities lay masked beneath this deceptive tranquility as unvoiced emotions and withheld energies rustle at consciousness's edge. This delicate paradox marks the intricate resilience of humanity. While the body sighs in repose, the mind remains ever on guard, wary of the turbulent depths yearning to resurface. Caught in the dance between stillness and movement, the psyche navigates comfort in routine's rhythmic lull, offering a safe harbour from a sea of unprocessed emotions. Yet there simmers an unravelling unease, a quiet yearning whispering of neglected and stifled vitality. In these echoes, the soul finds a canvas for deeper exploration, a sanctuary where quiet contemplation kindles the spark of change. This latent transformation within our restless stillness invites tender recognition, encouraging us to peer beyond the surface and toward the tapestry of fragmented awareness beneath. The mind's shroud of numbness contrasts sharply with the body's pleas for sensation, as subtle aches and persistent discomfort illuminate a profound disconnect. Within those trapped in the haze of apathy, the body asserts its yearning for touch's tangibility and emotion's vibrancy, seeking the nourishment denied by mental retreat. These physical cries should not be silenced but embraced as keys to holistic healing. The body's call takes various forms: unexplained aches, unrestful sleep, a longing for physical touch, all revealing the silent symbiosis between mind and body, pointing us toward reintegration. While distractions like social media, indulgent meals or the allure of material purchases offer brief escapes, they merely tease shadows fleeing the light of setting day. Pursuing these illusory comforts leads to greater dissatisfaction, perpetuating a cycle that widens the void of unmet emotional needs. True comfort lies not in these superficial pursuits, but in courageously embracing discomfort as a guide to unlocking deeper desires and longings. By embarking on this brave journey, one surrenders surface-level solace for profound truth, unravelling patterns, keeping them ensnared, inching closer to reconciling their restless stillness. Under this quiet facade of numbness, a silent roar of discontent pulses, rippling with life-affirming energy beneath still waters. Though seemingly negative, discontent is a restless force, a voice urging the discovery of truths beyond the ennui's grip. Recognizing this roar as a catalyst for introspection invites dialogue with one's shadow, confronting truths binding the soul and seeking alignment with authentic essence. Listening to this unvoiced clamour unearths pain but also untapped possibility, lighting a path to a life vibrant with passion and deep understanding. Many feel the inward call to introspection's journey, beckoning them into their soul's sanctum to unravel the tapestry of joys and traumas contributing to their present state. Like a gardener tending sacred ground, they examine mental and emotional landscapes to discern what thrives and what falters without awareness's nourishing light. In reflection, they wrestle shadows yet uncover seeds of potential, finding a compass in latent strengths and forgotten dreams to traverse existence's murky waters. This undertaking is vital to reclaiming lost power and reconciling their restless stillness with conscious light. Mindful presence emerges as a gentle guide through the turbulent realm of numbness, tuning into the present moment's richness, savouring a morning breeze or sinking with heartbeat's rhythm, softens barriers between numbed mind and vibrant world. Mindfulness inspires curiosity, a fresh appreciation for life's sensory and emotional tapestry, replacing hollowness with genuine repose where tranquility finds resonance with fulfillment. As individuals mindfully engage, they carve new paths to embrace previously relinquished feelings, allowing them to live fully immersed in life's cacophony. Amid the haze of numbness, authentic connections with others serve as life's elixir. Companionship, whether through friends, family, or kindred spirits, weaves warmth and support, offering sanctuaries to explore inner and outer worlds alike. These relationships mirror one's reflections, revealing fresh insights and awakening sensations. The shared laughter and tender silences breathe colour into life's muted palette, derailing isolation's inertia to embrace life's luminous spectrum. In these connections lies a bridge spanning the restless stillness to the jubilant cadence of re-engaged life. Art too rises as a balm, offering sanctuary through creative expression where thought and emotion defy linguistic boundaries. Engaging with art reveals depths plain language obscures, giving shape to deeply held desires and unprocessed emotions. Whether in the strokes of paint or the flow of music, art awakens dormant senses, rekindling imagination with poignant beauty. In allowing art to cradle their souls, individuals find refuge and freedom, harmonizing consciousness with inner stillness, where transformation thrives. Finally, the comfort of solitude beckons, not as withdrawal, but as the space for self-reflection, guiding personal evolution. Here one listens gently for the heart's whispers, probing forgotten truths and rekindling hope. Solitude offers a safe embrace, unmarred by distraction, fostering deep contemplation and unhurried discovery. Emerging from this solitude, individuals breathe renewed life into their being, equipped with resilience and insight to transcend temporary stillness. As the cycle of introspection unfolds, it teaches the art of embracing life's spectrum, revitalized, living not in dimming shadows, but in vibrant illumination. In the hushed corners of our modern existence, a question quietly arises. Why bother? It is an echo not of laziness, but of a deeper yearning, unfed by genuine purpose and connection. Like a shadow, this feeling of meaninglessness slowly envelops, creeping through the repetition of daily routines and the pursuit of hollow goals. It emerges not from a lack of meaning, but from a disconnection with what truly fills the soul. Each day, tasks and obligations unfold, their constant hum dulling our inner fervour, until life's vibrant colours seem to fade, leaving behind a muted canvas. This shadowy veil distances us from ambitions, dreams, and even the simplest joys, pressing down with an invisible hand that holds us stranded in a grey space where passion surrenders to the weight of routine. Here we sway between absurdity and despair, wandering the spectrum of existential angst. Absurdity arises when our efforts appear dwarfed by the universe's vast indifference, acknowledging that meaning is crafted rather than inherent. This realization can spiral into despair, a dialogue fraught with frustration and disillusionment, questioning the foundations of life's meaning. Figures like Camus have poetically illustrated this with the Sisyphean struggle, endlessly pushing a boulder up a hill, only to watch it fall back. But within this recognition lies a choice: to resign in defeat or to rebel and redefine our relationship with the absurd. This act of inner rebellion proposes that meaning can be carved out of the void, offering a new, self-determined life, liberated from societal metrics of success. The quest for meaning, though relentless, often tangles with the illusion of permanence. Many tie their significance to claims of timeless achievements or recognition, believing this secures their worth. Yet, permanence is but a mirage in life's transient nature. Anchoring meaning to fleeting milestones leaves us chasing shadows into an uncertain future. In the teachings of Jung, embracing this transitory existence becomes a path toward individuation, permitting us to live authentically. By acknowledging life's ephemerality, we are invited to find extraordinary beauty in the ordinary, to tether our fulfillment not to future accolades but to the present moment. Fundamentally, this search is also a plea for connection. Often, existential numbness casts a veil over our longing for genuine relationships and bonds, urging us to explore the intricate web of our existence. When connections feel severed or shallow, a void forms, mistaking our craving for deeper ties as a lack of meaning. Jung's notions suggest that individuation thrives through recognizing our interdependence, transcending existential isolation. Through vulnerability and genuine empathy, we rediscover meaning as a shared tapestry of human experience. Amid this journey back to connection, the shadow of meaninglessness dissolves as we embrace our roles within the broader narrative of life. And so this introspective pilgrimage leads us to our purpose, a personal alchemy crafted from introspection and self-awareness. This existential pause invites us to forge purpose not through external approval, but through internal resonance. Here we mix values, passions, and intrinsic callings, guided by the heart's subtle whispers rather than society's clamour. Nietzsche's call to become who you are anchors this transformation, underscoring the liberating power of internal purpose as our guiding North Star. Crafting this purpose frees us from rigid notions of success, inviting us into a realm where existence is a vibrant act of creation rather than a shadow to evade. In confronting numbness, we dance with detachment, not to dissociate, but to unshackle ourselves from expectations and roles dictating worth. Detachment is not an abandonment, but a release, granting freedom to navigate life's ever-shifting landscape. Jung reminds us that beyond attachment lies open-hearted exploration, cultivating inner peace that allows genuine insight into life's interplay with purpose. It is a delicate balance of releasing what burdens us, creating space for new engagements where meaning is no longer a shadow, but a steady, luminous guide. This exploration demands an embrace of uncertainty. Our minds crave stability in an unpredictable world, but in facing numbness, we learn to navigate the unknown. Existentialism posits that freedom and creativity are born in uncertainty, inviting us to write our evolving narratives. Life's richness lies not in avoiding the unknown, but in journeying through its mysteries, transforming dread into excitement, and embracing how each moment unfolds before us. Sacred solitude becomes our cherished companion in this quest, offering a mirror that reflects the soul's depths and fosters self-awareness. In stillness, distractions disperse, clarity emerges, and we reconnect with forgotten aspects of ourselves. Solitude becomes a sanctuary where existential numbness reveals itself as a gentle teacher, not a foe. Sages throughout time have found spiritual realization in these moments, with meaning flowering from within rather than imposed from without. Engagement with life then becomes the heart of transformation, inviting us to align our actions with authentic values and aspirations. Through active participation with the world, we weave a vibrant tapestry of personal and shared narratives, creating meaning that transcends mere shadows. Through nature, creativity, and service, we engage in vibrant dialogues, enriching both self and world. This engagement invigorates, infusing life with renewed purpose, and transforms existential numbness into a luminous presence of self-crafted meaning that transcends the shadows, lighting the path forward. In the quiet corners of our being, where the clamour of daily life fades to a murmur, there lies a veiled symphony of desires. These are not the bold proclamations of ambition or the urgent cries of need, but rather the soft whispers of dreams once nourished by the innocence of youth, now cloaked in the shadows of routine and responsibility. Within this gentle chorus, childhood aspirations, youthful aspirations and heartfelt wishes intertwine, creating a hum that is woven into the fabric of our soul, a melody almost forgotten, yet persistently lingering at the edge of perception. Society's demands and personal fears have spun a delicate veil over these longings, but this barrier is neither impenetrable nor impervious. It is a tapestry of avoidance stitched together by the threads of conformity and necessity, spun over years of unseen inner battles and societal pressures. For those who venture into this intimate stillness, or the numbing void left when life loses its colour, the haunting refrain of forgotten dreams may begin to emerge. To truly face these hidden longings requires a courageous return to vulnerability, a soft surrender to the whispers that have been silenced by the weight of years. By leaning into moments of solitude and welcoming the vulnerability they bring, one can hear these desires not as frivolous fantasies but as hopeful invitations for renewal. This rediscovery is a process of gentle inquiry, creating space for reflection and nurturing an open heart that allows the forgotten notes to rise to the surface. As a refined tapestry of adult responsibilities begins to unravel, the complexity surrounding these aspirations slowly gives way to a more cohesive and authentic constellation of desires, ready to venture into the light. Alongside the echoes of repressed dreams resonates the silence of creativity, a fundamental essence of what it means to be human. Beneath the mantle of practical concerns and fears of inadequacy, creative urges often whisper quietly, seeking expression. This silence signifies not just the absence of artistic endeavours, but also a stifling of imaginative problem-solving that breathes life into day-to-day experiences. Even through the haze of numbness, the mind remains a fertile ground, orchestrating ideas waiting to see the light. Eventually, in stillness, fragments of creative impulses, forgotten stories, unimagined possibilities begin to bubble to the surface, softly pleading for recognition and realization. Awakening the embers of creative desire involves peeling away layers of expectation and self-doubt. It might start with simple acts of creation, a doodle, a paragraph, a melody. Through these small gestures, one can slowly expand the boundaries of self-expression, seeing creativity not as a daunting task, but as a gentle exploration. Thus, creativity becomes a vessel of self-discovery, bridging the chasm from numbness to vitality as it coaxes life back into once dormant passions. Yet, in our solitary journeys, echoes of a different nature persist, those of a craving for connection. Beneath the stoic exteriors or superficial interactions life often demands, there is an innate, quiet yearning for deeper bonds. This craving for authenticity and vulnerability with others, masked by societal conditioning and fear of rejection, seeks poignant acknowledgement. By recognizing this longing as an essential part of the human experience, we move toward rekindling connection. It requires openness and courage to bridge this gap, a tender readiness to engage sincerely, listen deeply, and enkindle spaces of genuine intimacy. Alongside connection lies the echoing memory of abandoned playfulness. Within the confines of adult seriousness, the vibrant hues of playful exploration become muted. Yet, just below the surface, this whimsical longing remains, a desire to dance with life unreservedly. In recognizing play as an attitude, not merely an activity, we invite spontaneity back into existence. By reclaiming playfulness as essential, not frivolous, we weave it into everyday life, restoring colour to the grey. At the heart of these echoes is a subtle call for guidance, an unspoken plea for wisdom to navigate life's ambiguities. This desire for orientation is more than seeking advice. It seeks a deeper understanding, a reflection from life's mirrors. Cultivating openness to guidance requires humility to embrace diverse perspectives, inviting mentors and insights that resonate with our evolving journeys. Moreover, amid life's clamour, solitude beckons, a quiet craving for reflection away from external noise. Solitude offers a sacred sanctuary where one can rediscover their essence, untainted by roles or facades. By nurturing activities like meditation or journaling within solitude, we create space for introspection, allowing deeper truths to surface and reshape our understanding of self. Yet, even in stillness, the echoes persist, demands for inner freedom from self-imposed constraints. In recognizing these longings, we embark on a journey of self-liberation, addressing narratives that bind us, and nurturing a harmonious self. By embracing change as opportunity, we renew our sense of autonomy, reclaiming freedom as an integral expression of being. Within the orchestra of echoing longings also lies the yearning for passionate engagement that has dimmed beneath routine's weight. Beneath the numb facade, whispers of purpose await those willing to reignite their fires. By exploring small passions with renewed curiosity, embracing life's vibrant possibilities, the path from stagnation emerges. Finally, unvoiced longings serve as messengers guiding us toward wholeness, pointing to neglected self-parts. By listening attentively, we address inner discord, crafting a holistic self aligned with true desires. In doing so, these echoes become guiding lights on our journeys toward fulfillment and equanimity as we embrace life's dualities with grace and acceptance. Through this exploration, we bond the echoes to our narrative, discovering peace within the complexities of existence. In the quiet embrace of dawn, life begins its understated play of light and shadow. For those submerged in the stillness of numbness, the journey back to awareness mirrors this gentle awakening, a soft light stretching over a once darkened landscape. Imagine the subtle warmth of the morning sun filtered through the soft veil of curtains, gently kissing the skin. This is not an abrupt intrusion, but a tender invitation, a whispered promise that warmth can and will return. Amid the tapestry of daily life, even the most mundane rituals hold the potential for rekindling a dormant spark. Picture the steam spiralling upwards from a freshly brewed tea or coffee, its curling tendrils a tender callback to presence and serenity. These rituals, comforting in their predictability, offer solace. They become the canvases where attention is cradled away from inner tumult and towards the predictable cadence of life's simplest pleasures. With each mindful sip or inhalation, a subtle balm begins to ease the once rigid confines of emotional numbness. Our senses are gateways to the world, capable of reigniting vibrancy where greyness once reigned. Begin with touch, the tender caress of a soft blanket, the textured surface under curious fingers. These moments anchor us in the here and now, providing a gentle retreat from nebulous fears. As touch reawakens the present, other senses join the dance. The gentle rustle of leaves in the wind, the quiet rhythm of a heartbeat. Even taste, when savoured with full attention, unveils layers of being that slowly dislodge the chains of numbness. In this exploration, emotions too are tentative travellers. Beneath the barren surface lies an array of subtle feelings, stirring like seeds beneath winter's frost. Gratitude for a friend's thoughtful message or the muted joy of watching a pet at play. All are whispers within the quieter symphony of existence. Recognizing these tendrils of emotion as soft murmurs rather than loud declarations honors the nuance in every feeling's gentle emergence. Small rituals often underestimated amidst societal clamour for grand achievements hold quiet power. Each ritual is a beacon, a graceful assertion of care. The simple act of mindfully washing one's face becomes a moment of cleansing, a daily renewal amidst the void. In lighting a candle as evening descends, its flicker dances across the shadows, mirroring the internal process of rekindling. Over time, these acts cease to be mere habits. Instead, they ascend to sacred ceremonies, reaffirming life's persistent beauty, even when enchantment seems far-reaching. Breath becomes a gentle ally in this journey, a rhythm as ancient as life itself. Through mindful breathing, one rediscovers the profound simplicity of being. With each conscious inhalation and exhalation, a stillness unfolds, anchoring the scattering thoughts and infusing peace into troubled waters. The breath becomes not just a function, but a compassionate guide, softly unveiling paths towards reconnection and self-compassion. Silence, often filled with external noise or internal chaos, contains the profound possibility of healing. Embrace it not as a void, but as a space brimming with potential, where the self can witness itself in raw honesty. Here, free of distraction, the soul can reorient amidst trials, finding a bridge between isolation and unity. In this quiet chamber, new narratives are gently woven, tapestries where the threads of possibility are interlaced with hope and resilience. Gratitude, that timeless harbinger of transformation, gently seeds the barren fields of numbness with life. Each night, linger briefly over simple moments of thankfulness. This practice may seem small, but it stirs the emotional waters, infusing a touch of light into darkened corners and nurturing resilience where desolation once reigned. Through gratitude, fragments of light emerge even in shadows, inviting the heart to cautiously yet courageously reopen to life. The intention becomes the compass guiding the heart's return journey, a purposeful determination to find presence even in the smallest encounters. By setting intentions for each day, be it savouring a meal without distractions or sitting in brief meditation, one reclaims the power to direct one's emotional journey. Intentions plant new seeds along neural paths, providing clarity and crafting a future where flame supplants shadow, guiding the heart towards light. In nature, the eternal rhythms offer lessons in resilience and renewal, inviting us to mirror these patterns. Through solitary walks in sun-dappled forest or beside the ocean's gentle embrace, internal rhythms align once again with the natural pulse. Surround yourself with these sights and sounds, and notice how they nurture growth, coaxing beauty back into awareness. Nature, an eternal mirror, reflects the potential for healing and offers a rooted sense of belonging. As these pathways intertwine, they lead inward to the heart's gentle rhythm, a quiet sanctuary awaiting reconnection. Engage with this rhythm through meditation or gentle inquiry, allowing the heart's beat to guide the return to vibrant emotions. It is this return that transforms the amorphous experience of numbness into an intricately woven tapestry of emotion. Through this journey, shadows give way to light, reigniting the small flames that illuminate the journey back to self, feeling, and life itself. In the hidden recesses of our being, where time seems to slow like a gentle river, resides the essence of the inner child, a spirit that delights in the simplicity of the world, casting off the burdens that adulthood inevitably piles upon our weary shoulders. Imagine, if you will, the jubilance of a simple puddle transformed into an ocean of possibilities in the eyes of a child. The world, once vivid and full of magic, remains unchanged in its splendour. It is merely our perception that has grown dull, veiled by the layers of routine and expectation. Thus, we are invited to lay aside the heavy cloak of disillusionment, to walk once more through the grass, as if it were an adventure rather than a mere path beneath our feet, to listen to birdsong as though it were the first time, allowing these sensations to awaken the vibrant colours of our existence. The journey into the heart of the inner child calls for a dialogue, an earnest conversation with the younger self who still resides within. Envision a quiet moment, a space where your mind, unstirred by the chaos of today, can reach back and speak gently to that child. What dreams danced vividly in your imagination? What fears whispered in the shadows? Approach not as a distant adult, but as a companion in this voyage of rediscovery, reaffirming the dreams and fears of the past, understanding their deep roots within us. Play in its uninhibited splendour becomes a doorway back to this vibrant state of being. Children know it instinctively. They lose themselves in the marvel of creation, unburdened by the ticking of the clock. Now, as adults, we twist free from the misconception of play as triviality. We remember the joy of building, painting, storytelling, not for an outcome, but for the sheer ecstasy of the act. We engage in art not to produce, but to reconnect with a fleeting moment of passion and curiosity, spinning tales and colours without the strictures of reason. In these moments, laughter becomes a balm, imagination a spark, and we find ourselves rooted once more in joy's embrace. Curiosity is the secret heartbeat of life, propelling children on quests for understanding, transforming ennui into wonder. As adults, weighed by timesheets and predictability, we often lose this compass. Rekindling curiosity is akin to unearthing a buried treasure within, weaving questions into everyday existence. Why does this unfold as it does? How might this change us? What new horizons call to be explored? In this shift to inquiry, both the mind and the heart awaken, creating fertile grounds where wonder blossoms anew. Within the expressive landscapes of childhood lies a language of emotion that flows freely like the laughter of streams. Tears and joy surface as they will, unfiltered, primal, true. Through years, societal norms have tempered this language, sculpting it into conformity. Now, as adults yearning for authenticity, we recognise emotions as potent sages, guiding us back to our core. In embracing them without judgment, we paint our inner world with a palette of hues, vividly echoing childhood's honest canvas. Ingrained within every child is an undercurrent of self-acceptance, a quiet confidence unshaken by doubt. Yet as adults, self-doubt can overshadow our worth. Cultivating unconditional self-acceptance means remembering that we are both yesterday's innocence and today's wisdom, holding value in every imperfection. We dismantle the walls built from judgments and replace them with the gentle, uplifted bricks of self-compassion. In daily affirmations, self-love becomes the soil in which our inner child thrives. Solitude, too often companion to loneliness, reclaims its sacred nature as we embrace it akin to a playroom brimming with hidden wonders. In solitude, we connect deeply with facets of ourselves, forgotten in the hustle of life. Imagine a childhood sanctuary, a nook where dreams rested in gentle harmony before the fragrant dusk. In solitude, we reconnect, awakening dormant facets of creativity, finding peace and inspiration, unperturbed by noise and duty's demanding call. Journaling stands as a tender ritual, a bridge between the vibrant colours of childhood and the sophisticated reflections of adulthood. As we scribble thoughts or decorate pages with doodles, patterns reveal themselves, not merely memories, but blueprints for self-discovery. Through this dialogue of past wisdom and present introspection, we fashion a tapestry of insight, slowly unravelling the threads of numbness to invite clarity and self-awareness anew. In sharing our journey within community, we seek to resurrect the child's innate pursuit of connection. We join circles or classes that embrace our curiosity, weaving a tapestry with threads of shared human experience. Here, joy and wisdom meld with authenticity, leaving pretense behind. It is in these shared, honest spaces that isolation distills and a profound sense of belonging stirs within us. Finally, we return to the simple, sacred rituals cherished by childhood, like echoes of familiar songs sung softly at twilight. As adults, we reclaim this sacred space with gentle practices. A deep breath at dawn, a quiet candlelit moment at night. These invite the inner child to dance where time is laid bare, allowing serenity as mundane routines melt into mindful wonder. Thus, we awaken to a timeless dance between presence and eternity, letting the dulled drapery of numbness fall away softly like an ancient mist, at long last revealing the vibrant tapestry of a life reimagined. In the twilight embrace of a life once numbed, a whisper calls forth from the shadows, gently beckoning us to lean into the tender message it bears. Numbness, often dismissed as a barren landscape of melancholy, is in truth a profound signal from the depths of our consciousness. It is a quiet whisper beneath the surface, imploring us to turn our gaze inward with contemplative eyes, not as judges but as gentle observers seeking understanding. This state is less an adversary and more a protective retreat, a sanctuary carved from the chaos of an overstimulated existence. Here in this silent expanse, the psyche signals its saturation, burdened by unacknowledged emotions and unresolved tensions. The first step towards reclaiming feeling lies in recognizing numbness as a harbinger of inner care, a reminder that deep within, something longs for our tender attention. As we take this journey inward, we begin to reawaken the senses, those stalwart companions lying dormant in their patient slumber. This act of revival dances delicately, like petals unfolding to the sun's gentle caress. We start small, acknowledging the simple yet profound sensations that flutter at the edges of our awareness. The symphony of life is ever present, the whisper of wind against our skin, the gentle rustle of leaves underfoot, or the glow of sunlight filtering through the trees. These touchstones anchor us in the present and remind us of the simple beauty found in our everyday existence. To navigate this dance with the sensory world, we cultivate a mindful suspension of judgment, a gentle acknowledgement of each sensation, freeing our experiences from the ego's interference. We rediscover the textures and nuances of existence, breaking from intellectual detachment and dissolving the barriers erected by numbness. Within this attentiveness blossoms a harmonious relationship with life, gradually returning vibrancy to our inner narrative. Rituals, those timeless conduits of intention, emerge as bridges guiding us from emotional dormancy to a renewed embrace of life. Across cultures and histories, rituals have acted as sacred containers for transformation, where the human spirit finds space to breathe and reflect. These moments laden with mindfulness and intention, simple practices like deep breathing, savouring a meal's texture, or maintaining a gratitude journal, become declarations of self-care. Through graceful repetition, rituals become familiar harmonies, coaxing our spirits back to vibrancy. Linked to these echoes of ritual is the gentle art of focused attention, a lens through which the mundane transforms into the exceptional. This alchemy of attention, when practiced with deliberate presence, opens us to the richness within each moment. We witness the beauty and complexity of each fragment of existence, recalibrating our internal compass towards appreciation. In attending to these subtleties, we nurture sensory reawakening, shifting from distraction to mindful presence. This perceptual shift unveils a tapestry of life draped in new colours, enlivening the muted experience brought on by numbness. As we cultivate an inner dialogue, opening honest conversations within ourselves, we engage in a practice of self-exploration and validation. Encouraging these dialogues fosters a balanced integration of our varied internal landscapes. By listening without judgment, we mirror our depths, piecing together the fragmented aspects. The chaotic internal chatter finds resonant harmony, reflecting the beauty within our complex emotional ecosystem. Our journey through the shadows continues with the rediscovery of play and curiosity, vibrant conduits through which life's richness unfurls. Inviting these childlike qualities requires a gentle descent into spontaneity and wonder. Play frees the spirit from the confines of self-imposed seriousness, while curiosity allows us to engage with an open mind, weaving excitement into our daily narrative. As we immerse ourselves in the dynamic potential of now, we nurture an elastic mindset that embraces discovery over predictability. This shift rekindles the essence of aliveness, restoring our connection to the present moment's joyous impulse. Through this process, vulnerability emerges as a profound source of connection, a strength that calls us to cast down our armour and embrace authenticity. It takes courage to reveal our vulnerabilities, yet in doing so, we dissolve walls, accessing a depth and richness within our emotional landscape. As the veils of isolation fall, we forge meaningful connections with others and ourselves. Vulnerability, far from a hindrance, becomes a guide on the path to wholeness, a testament to our aliveness and humanity. Concluding this journey, we embrace a mindful return to the present, a state of flow where past and future distractions melt away into the stillness of being. The contemplative practice offers the profound realization that joy, meaning, and connection are ever available, waiting for us to attune to life moment by moment. Acceptance, woven into this mindful awareness, emerges as a compassionate recognition of our journey's full spectrum. It draws us into a coexistence with imperfections, liberating us from suffering born of resistance. As we release fictional accounts of how life should unfold, we welcome the beauty inherent in acceptance, a gentle guide for personal growth and freedom. Finally, in this state of reawakening, we step into the gateway of new beginnings, honouring the iterative nature of transformation. Each breath becomes a fresh passage, an open invitation to engage anew. Let your story be woven with threads of regeneration, where life, painted in newfound colours, dances continuously with rediscovery. Embrace the horizon of tomorrows with wonder at the journey, not merely towards feeling, but towards authentically living. As we conclude, remember to cherish this journey of self-exploration and renewal. If these gentle whispers have touched your heart, consider joining our growing community by liking and subscribing to our channel, embarking together into the vivid tapestry of life.